Here's to rattlesnakes and condoms. Two things I don't fuck with.
Welcome to GayTalk 2.0, the ultimate podcast for your dose of dish.
Truer words were never spoken, or never have been spoken anyway. Welcome back to another episode of GayTalk 2.0, an LGBT podcast streaming live on Digital Stream Radio, where you can access that live stream every Monday at 6 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, and you can do so by visiting digitalstreamradio.com. My name is Tom, and as always, I'm in the studio with a shitload of people, starting with the first one.
Hey, y'all, Nick or Trish.
And in the corner over here.
Good to be with you guys. It's Chris.
And our last one.
J-Bear, a.k.a. your boyfriend's boyfriend.
So I'm going to have a talk with him. A lot of shit's been going on, and I think it's his fault.
It's his fault.
Yeah, we're going to blame Monkeypox on him.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about that later. But anyway, we're back. We took a break last week for July 4th. A lot of things going on. We were celebrating the 4th and just, enjoying a day off. You were with your family. You were somewhere up north. Where you always are.
Facts.
But nonetheless, we are here after a long hiatus. And Chris is in studio with us. So Chris, welcome back.
Hey.
So I feel weird because I have to twist my neck.
I know. I just kind of realized I was kind of shoved in the corner over here. I'm like,
well, you can push over a little.
he's trying to push me back in the closet here.
Well, that's very hard to do.
At least you don't have a lawn chair.
Yeah. Well, that's
That's a
true.
good point. That is a good point. I came down half expecting so I peeked my head around the corner. I'm like, okay, all right, we're good.
No,
We're
I
good.
got
I'll
you.
stay. I'll stay.
I'll stay.
I got you. No, the lawn chair is over there. Just in case, if you're ever naughty, I'll replace it. So your
Is that the new
It's
hot
a-
seat?
It's a
Yeah.
backup. The backup.
Oh, my God, the hot seat.
I know.
You want to tell him about the hot seat, mister?
The hot seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that personally embroidered by, I think it was
Schmo.
Schmo's wife.
Yep.
R.I.P. Schmo. Miss you. Love you forever. It was a little stool. That was the hot seat that was given to us. And I feel like it was mainly meant for you.
It's
but-
upstairs.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that was the chair that you were supposed to sit in when you were going to marry Schmo.
Exactly.
'Cause
Like
he
the
was like-
proposal
That was
gift was the
totally
necklace.
forced on me.
The proposal
okay?
gift was the necklace, and
love
that was your
Schmo.
wedding gift.
She walked into the studio. She's like, I'm marrying who? What?
I got a skull for an engagement
Exactly.
ring, okay?
I
And
know.
a hot seat for a wedding gift.
And I was sweating. I was so nervous.
No, we were muddling shit in the back of the truck right before we went on
Peaches.
air. Muddling peaches.
New
and-
Jersey peaches. What an odd fruit they are.
Right. It's called the Garden State, but tell me, when have you seen a garden driving down New Jersey?
Not a fruitful
I
garden.
think it's hard to call it the garbage state with all the dumpsters that are out there. So
At least on the pike.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. That's what they call it, the Garden
yeah.
State, but I've never seen a garden in my life. I haven't even seen gardens in people's backyards. It's like, what do you do? And their highways are weird. Have you noticed? It's like they have two sets of highways, one for cars and trucks, and then the one for cars, and then the other one for trucks.
It's like
and
they have a parkway alongside the highway.
the highway. Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird, but it's New Jersey, and who
have you
cares?
ever been
New
lost on the
Jersey.
highway in Jersey?
Yeah. Well, there's only two highways you can take. You can Garden State, or you can go 95.
But
so
you get off at the wrong exit, you'll be circling an infinity loop for days.
Oh, I know. We went down to
I remember as a teenager, we got lost. We paid the same toll 4 times.
Oh, God.
What?
We kept going around in circles.
Leave
getting off
New
and getting back
Jersey
on.
alone.
where did we
Leave
go?
her alone.
We were right across the river from Philly. What was the name of the town? Camden, New Jersey. That's where our
Most
Wildfire
dangerous
Radio
town in the
Studios.
U.S.
No,
Yeah.
it was right outside of Camden.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like, when you leave,
Don't
stop at red lights.
Yeah, it's like look both ways and gun it. Don't stay there.
But either way. So how are you, Chris?
I am fantastic. I'm very happy to be here. I miss my boys.
I know we miss you too. You got something right here.
That's probably some dry skin. I've been having some dry skin.
There you go. It's gone now. It's
look
gone.
at that.
Perfect.
Cool. Glad we got that on air.
We'll call it dry skin.
Yeah.
We'll call it dried skin, not residue. No, but all is good.
Yeah, everything's
well?
great. Yeah, everything's going really well. Staying busy.
Well, that's good. And you're about to take a trip this upcoming Saturday. You're going to be heading up.
Yes.
Where are you going?
We are going to True North.
True North.
Yeah, we're heading up there. We're heading up to Canada.
But is it really True North?
It's my True North. No, I'm very excited. We're going to be in Montreal for 2 nights. And
They're going north of the wall.
right?
Except that you don't get White Walkers up there. You get actual nice people.
Well,
It's almost like in the Game of Thrones realm of things. It's like it's flipped. The South is just like, crazy people, and the North is friendly Canadian folks.
exactly. So we're going to go hang with the friendly Canadian folks for 2 nights.
So I heard that they had a huge internet blackout, and a lot of people were going online to complain about the fact they don't have any internet.
Well, that's just brilliant.
I know. So, but that's good. It's exciting. You haven't been back there in a very long time. The last time you were up there, you were in New Brunswick, right?
Correct.
Right, and you had gone up with Toby.
Yep, Toby and I from Germany.
Oh,
He came to
Toby.
the U.S., so we immediately left the country.
A smart move. Smart
And
move.
drove up to New Brunswick. It was a great time. So I haven't been to Canada since the world shut down.
Right. Well,
So very excited to do so. And then we're gonna cut the drive home in half. And Monday night we're gonna stay somewhere in mid-state Vermont, up maybe in like Stowe in the mountains.
So you said that your boyfriend is preparing you a bed in the back of the car.
Yes, because I have to close the night before, so I'm not gonna get home until like 2:30 in the morning, and then we're leaving at like 7 a.m.
Right. So is this going to be that situation from Tanglewood to Connecticut where you like being stabbed with like 20,000 pieces of wood?
This
you want a bite
person
of the sandwich?
there better be a sandwich. First of all, at least there was a sandwich in that trip. But no, I will actually be given a bed. You know that now that I think about it, he does have a hammock back there for the dogs, and I wonder if that's just what my bed is going to be.
You never
Am
know.
I one of the pups?
I mean, it would certainly be appropriate. You're just as hairy.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's all right. Proud pup here. Proud pup here. Proud pup.
Well, that's good. I'm excited for you because I know how much you love Canada. You know. So
And the other thing was, I was looking at all these places around here, from Philadelphia to Salem to New York City to Laconia, New Hampshire, and everything was outrageous. But I was like, I wanted to recommend Canada. I'm like, all right, Chris, this is 1 year. It's not about you. And then after we couldn't find anything, he was like, what about Montreal? I was like, done.
we'll see.
I was trying to be good, but he
Suggested
it.
And you just lured him into that.
Yeah,
I
I
really
think
did it.
so.
I was being,
That's what I thought at first.
you know what?
I think so.
You
I
always,
think
you always
so.
get those, those sporadic. Oh, I miss Montreal.
Or you would like
Wearing
leave
Canada
like
t-shirts like every day leading up to.
pretty much. I think that's what it was. But you know what? He got
Hey,
the
it
hint. That
worked.
means he's smart.
Yeah. Oh, he's a smart one.
That means he's smart. He got the hint. And Jay, how are you, my dear?
Fantasticals.
Fantasticals.
Beautifus.
I think that we have a happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you, to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you, to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Oh,
that
I was
was
going to say, nochmal auf Deutsch.
oh boy.
Are we getting a phone call?
No.
Yes.
All right, this is your thing. Yes. I love it.
Trisha's like, okay, I'm over it.
We're too much. We're too
Pretty
much.
much,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Yep.
happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank
So
you
you had a
all for
birthday
coming,
yesterday.
especially my parents 48 years ago.
Right. What? Oh, I just got it. I was
That
like,
cum shot went right over your head, Tom.
that
Wow.
I went like, what? And then I went, ooh. Ooh.
But
Okay.
yeah, 40.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yep, big 4-8.
Wow.
shit.
That's
wear it
amazing.
well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you age well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks fabulous.
So far,
At
so
least
far,
two of
so
us
good.
do. All right, there you go.
She about to get cut. She don't even go here.
She don't even go.
What happened was
You have no idea how close to death you're coming right now. Like Game of Thrones
Game
style
of Thrones.
death.
Never saw it. So.
Never saw. Oh
You
boy.
suck. But anyway, happy birthday.
Thank
So
you,
48
thank you.
years old. How did you spend your weekend?
Actually, so my birthday was on the 9th, Saturday. We were invited to a friend's wedding for the day, so we spent basically the birthday up there. But
Were you trying to upstage the bride? You bitch.
absolutely not. But
She wore
Almost.
white.
That is such a
Almost.
Christmas.
no, well, we had a good time. Friday, my sister had me over for to her house, and they cooked for me. They had 2 cakes and
Lord have mercy.
plenty of drinks. So I had a good time. Woke up a little hungover on Saturday, so I kind of mellowed out all day, and then the wedding was like at 4. And it was in Oxford. It was in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of a little scary. We drove by a house with an LGBT flag outside, but it wasn't our flag. It was a Liberty Guns Beer and Crump.
I hate that.
What?
Yeah.
And my daughter was like, "Where the fuck are we?" And I was like, "We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy."
I mean, even in Kansas,
Yeah.
but seriously.
But yeah, other than that, the area was really nice. The party was really, really cool. We had a good time. Decent crowd. It was outdoors. It was at the groom's mother's house, and the place, they had one of those huge party tents. They had maybe like 15 tables.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Well, I saw some of the pictures. It looked amazing.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it was nice. It was really
Beautiful.
nice.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
So is 48 better than 47, or how's it looking?
It's coming in.
How's
Slowly.
the forecast?
The forecast is short shriveled into the left, but
Gotcha.
hasn't changed much.
Well, we were actually talking about this earlier. We were talking about the weather and how it hasn't been as humid
yeah.
as it has in previous years. We've actually lucked out. We've maybe got a couple of days here and there, but I'm really liking this kind of weather. Like, I can deal with an 80-degree day when it's not humid.
Yeah, but you just said that, so we're fucked.
Yep.
I know. So
You've ruined everything,
You
sir.
ruined it.
You've ruined it all.
I sorries.
Fucking interns.
My apologies.
Yeah, no.
Nasty.
But other than that, yeah, it was
Thank
good
God she's
weekend.
unpaid.
It was a good weekend.
Right?
And then
That's what I
my Sundays. Sundays are for mom, so we
Yeah.
hung out with mom, and that's pretty much it. It was a pretty decent weekend.
Well, cool.
It was nice, yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And, at least you got to celebrate 2 things.
Yeah.
Your birthday and a wedding,
Yep,
a
yep.
friend, and then be with family. That's awesome. And then you come and sit here with us
I was
boys.
gonna say, and then you get Monday at Gay Talk. I mean,
Oh, boy.
I mean,
This is
I don't
the
know.
life.
Talk about the cherry on top.
I don't know exactly what you get, but Mondays at GayTalk, but you get something. And
We got meetings and beer.
well, that's true. A lot of meetings.
A lot
So
of meetings.
Trish,
I have nothing.
yes, you do.
You have so much.
Yes,
What?
you do. What did you do Saturday? I mean, Saturday. What did you do? Who did you get to see?
I went and saw my niece.
Yeah, and that's huge and that's big.
she's
and what did you do?
perfect.
He held her the whole time.
Yeah.
So stingy.
No, I ate my steak in between.
Oh, so now you know what it feels like to have a child and have to eat and
No,
hold.
I put her in her little bouncy thing, and I had my meal, and then as soon as I was done, I picked her back up.
She's gorgeous.
She's perfect.
She's a little ham. So, bravo to the parents. You did a good job. Beautiful baby girl. So, demigod.
my demigoddess.
A demigoddess. We don't want to elevate her to God yet.
Well, she's a lady, so she's a goddess.
So, speaking of gods,
As of current, I don't know what she's gonna identify as, but
Right.
as of current, she is a goddess.
okay, well, good. So whenever she decides, we'll find out. And speaking of gods or goddesses, have anybody seen Thor: Love and Thunder? Did you see it?
No.
No, neither have I. Did you? Anybody? I want to because I found out that there's a scene in where Chris Hemsworth is completely naked.
Yeah, but they only show
the
back
butt, but
nudity.
that's all you need.
I saw it.
That's all you need. I don't
I
care.
saw that already in a preview, but yeah.
I can imagine the rest of it.
Yum.
Why is it that it's so easy to show frontal nudity
For women.
for women? Yeah,
and
but
not
you
for men.
can't show a guy hang dong, or it's very, very uncommon.
Well, you
is it
just
really
don't.
common for women to show their chotch?
I've seen a lot of vaginas in films,
Right. So it was
From even from the 1970s to today.
I'll give
Even
you
in HBO and Showtime
Right.
shows.
I'll give you an example. Game of Thrones. I can't tell you how many times I saw Daenerys's vajayjay versus the one time we got to see a penis on the show, and it was freaking Hodor, and it was like this humongous freaking sausage just hanging out from this giant, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because even when they showed Jon Snow, it was just his butt. That was it. But yeah, I'm gonna go see Thor: Love and Thunder.
What I finally just saw was actually Doctor Strange.
So
That
good,
was
wasn't it?
That was good. I
was
gotta
really
rewatch. Definitely rewatch.
Yeah. It was so good. So now that you've seen it and you've seen it, did you see it?
I don't really do superhero movies.
Oh, so you're not into them.
He plays piano and the oboe
and listens
reads a bit, drinks some
We gotta
wine,
wait till
does
Mozart.
something.
Till they introduce Mr. Canada, then he'll start watching.
Right.
I'm going to be Mr. Canada.
Captain
Moose Knuckle.
Thank
Yes,
you.
exactly.
Captain Moose
Trish made it, and it's on my belt buckle.
I'm telling you. No, but I think it's amazing that they took the Scarlet Witch on an arc that nobody expected.
Yes.
Right? It was so unexpected when you're going out to reach out for help for someone, and then all of a sudden you realize that the person you're asking for help is the person that's behind all of it.
Well, actually, I've figured that out a lot in my life.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It's not, the movie's been around for weeks. If you haven't seen it and you're listening to the show, my apologies, but
I watched it
sorry,
last
but not
night, so
sorry.
I'm okay.
No, we're good. It's a good movie. I love the fact that it's action packed from beginning to end.
Yes.
Having representation from the Latino community when you think about America Chavez and her character, her parents,
Her
both,
mothers.
her two mothers. I thought
You
was
notice her
amazing.
jacket?
No.
Her jacket, she's got amor es amor in Spanish. Love is love.
Oh, I did not notice that.
She had the pin,
What pin?
the LGBTQ pin, flag pin.
I did not notice
Girl,
that.
you missed all of that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, she's got
borrow
the
these?
she's got the pin. She's got a pin with the flag.
Thanks.
She actually has the
Bitch.
new, the new flag with the new pattern.
Right.
She has
So
a pin
she
on her-
has the equality pin.
the equality pin, and right on the jacket, right where the buttons run down, it says amor es amor.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, "Oh, girl, represent."
You better get it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a good movie
Yeah.
overall.
Can we take a turn left real quick?
Yes. What do you
Did
want?
anybody see that shit about Howie Mandel?
No.
Oh, what
You wanna-
happened now?
Well, let's talk
Did you?
about it.
Oh.
Please.
All right, so he posted a video on Twitter about his friend who prolapsed.
Oh boy.
He's a germaphobe. Why would he be talking
Yeah.
about prolapsing?
Bent over, this happened.
Okay,
Somebody know when my friend Neil bent over, this happened.
We're having technical difficulty.
When my friend Neil bent over, this happened. Does somebody know, is this COVID related? And if it is, what do we do about it?
Why does he sound like Dr. J?
now just look at it.
I don't want to watch it.
When my friend Neil bent over, this happened.
How
Somebody know,
would
is
you
this
share
COVID
that
related? And if it is,
with your platform on Twitter?
I'm good.
bent over, this happened.
Holy shit.
Somebody know, is this COVID?
So I'm going to answer the question for Howie. It is not COVID related.
No, it is not.
One, two. You have traumatized an entire generation of kids.
Pretty much.
But that's actually more common than
Oh,
people
absolutely. It
actually-
is. We've talked.
Yeah, but you shouldn't post something like that on fucking Twitter.
that it's about information, right?
Well, if you
Yeah,
want
okay,
real
fine.
information,
You can post it on Twitter, but like you don't need to post the picture.
no. If you want real information, you go to Bespoke. Bespoke.
Bos.
Doctor, the great doctor. He'll talk to you about prolapses. We've covered it on the show before. That's how you get real information.
Yeah.
That's right. No, but I mean, for Howie Mandel, it's a little like, what? He posted what?
Well, that's
Well, wasn't he a dirty comedian though?
No.
I thought as a comedian he was like a really dirty one, which is
Really?
irony. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Which is ironic, obviously. Like
I
you
mean,
said, he's a germaphobe, but I'm pretty
Right.
sure he was like a filthy like.
He doesn't like people touching him. When people shake his hands, he'll go and like wash
Right, they
them.
always knuckle on
Yeah.
Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he is a germaphobe.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Huge, which is
That
why
was
it's
the
like-
time that it was really bad with him. I remember he was wearing masks and gloves everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
But maybe
And he's Canadian.
and he's Canadian.
Is he?
that
Yeah.
explains that.
What province?
I don't fucking
Oh.
know.
Really? Google it, bitch. I cannot.
I'm not
with
going to
him.
use my phone. We're in the middle of a show.
That didn't stop you before. I'm kidding. No. But he's. I like Howie. I think that as a personality on TV, he's really cool. I like what he's been doing with America's Got Talent, and of course all the other shows that he's been on. but I never knew him as a dirty comedian.
I'm pretty sure that's what he was.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look into that. I would like to see some of his dirty stuff.
I just where did that come from? Like, why would you share that
Toronto.
on Twitter?
Oh, he's from Ontario. Okay, look at that.
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
And what made you look for that? Did someone mention it?
Yeah.
These are like famous people sharing.
Yeah, no. So he went viral because of it, and then he deleted the video, and somebody mentioned it to me last night. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked it up. I was like, what the fuck?
Holy shit. I mean, that definitely was a prolapse. But I mean, you see a lot of that in pornos and people who do, for example, fisting, who are into fisting.
Blooming, right? That was a term we learned in here.
Blooming roses or a rose bloom or something like that.
Rosebud.
Your rosebud?
Rosebud.
Yeah,
Rosebud.
blooming. We talked about that
Yeah.
on this show. God, we've covered so many
Well,
things.
I wasn't there, but
weren't there
I've heard
yet.
it mentioned
Yeah.
here and there.
Rose
That was
buds.
you blooming. That was you coming out. That was like an introduction to Jay coming.
Yeah. Not me.
I can't with you guys. Yeah, well, as far as I go, what I spent most of this past weekend doing was...
Wait, no one asked you.
I'm going to tell you
second that.
anyway.
So, Tom, what did you do this weekend?
Overruled.
Overruled.
Thank you, Jay. No, I spent the better part of this weekend fortifying my yard yet again because I don't know if I had mentioned this before, I lost one of my babies for 6 hours,
Oh,
and I
no,
swear...
you had
We had talked about this one.
They've been tagged though.
My heart was like in my ass. I couldn't think straight. I'm driving around my neighborhood and my neighboring, neighborhoods looking for my baby
Everywhere.
and
Everywhere.
for 6 hours, and I found him in the middle of a marsh between two towns. It was nerve-wracking, and what a lot of people don't realize is that these are your babies. These are like your kids. And it's just like, they said, well, you should get your dog's microchipped. Well, yeah, that's fine and dandy. You can get a microchip, but you won't find them unless somebody brings them to a place that has a scanner.
Yep.
And you can scan your dogs.
So what did you do?
So, once
went
I
crazy.
found him, I brought him home. I rinsed him off because he was covered in mud like 9 times and bathed him really well. And then I ordered some Apple AirTags and new collars where you can fit the AirTags in their collars and pop those collars on. And now I can, hopefully if he ever gets lost because he's a little, he's adventurous, I can locate him on my phone. And so, it's not a 24-hour, thing where you can track him exactly where he is all the time. But it works with Bluetooth, so you can track your animal when they're in your vicinity up to 25 feet, right? But once they go beyond that and it's no longer trackable, if you put your AirTag in lost mode, what it does is it starts pinging other people's iPhones and triangulates a location.
Should we use that for Chris?
We should.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. If I'm going
So
to be
next
honest.
time she passes out in the bushes somewhere.
It was,
Oh, he's in Germany. By a gas station.
I swore he was going to Canada.
And so
I
here's
don't know how he ended up in Munich.
and a lot of people
actually
will tell you this could potentially turn into a situation where people can slap AirTags in people's cars and track people and stalk people. So there's
happened.
So it has, but there's a safety mechanism on the AirTag where if you're in the vicinity of an AirTag long enough, it'll warn you there's an AirTag
Near you
tracking you or near you. And if you find it, you can tap your phone on it and it'll tell you who the AirTag belongs to and how to get that missing item back to its person. So I just slapped 2 of them on my dogs because I don't ever want to go through 6 hours of agony trying to find them. And so anyway, so that whole thing turned into I cut down a whole bunch of brush and my 2 pines look like they're floating in the air because I cut everything on the bottom and then I went and I sealed everything with chicken wire and just to make sure they can't leave my yard. Because I don't want to go through that.
Should have named the dog Houdini.
Houdini? Honey, he got Houdini beat. I mean, he would get a job in every single fucking casino in fucking Las Vegas. That little one.
It's amazing. Even what was it, like a few days after, we were sitting out here and
Gone.
in a middle
2 seconds.
minute of 2 seconds, he's like, "Where's Ali?"
Yeah.
Gone.
We started bingo
Down the
again.
block, yeah.
Yeah. We started bingo again. And we were all sitting here. He was here 1 minute and gone the next. I go out. 4 houses down.
Yeah.
I'm like, get your ass back in here.
She's trying to get away.
Yeah. I don't know.
She's loose like her mama,
Like her auntie.
like her auntie.
Lucy Goose. But yeah,
Mama doesn't need to run out. She just opens windows.
pretty much. Yeah. And just, stick it in.
Stick it in the window and I'll take care of it. Ali just runs towards neighbors' windows.
Pretty much. I think he's got the right idea.
Yeah.
'Cause every single house that I found him in, there's always a hot man there. I'm like, hey,
see?
daddy,
She's got him trained.
can I go into your yard and take my dog? Is that okay? So, yeah.
Can I give you a reward for finding my dog?
Oh, what kind of reward would you like? We can do mouth to mouth.
He's down the street. Bingo will be on hold for 15, 20 minutes.
Right? I gotta take care of this trumper.
Lord have mercy. So, all right. So listen, we're going to take a quick break because, that's just what we do. And when we come back, we're going to jump into a couple of stories that we have and some things that are happening. And we'll be right back. So, yeah. All right. Well, welcome back from the break. Glad that you're all still with us, I think. And we're going to jump into a couple of things that we want to talk about before we wrap up today's show. One of the first ones that I have, of course, is just a quick question for the cast, except you, because we know you haven't seen it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Game of Thrones and perhaps solicit some questions, or maybe one main question is, was there ever in the original series a scene or something that happened on Game of Thrones that shook you?
Yeah.
Speak.
When what's-his-face's dick got cut off.
Theon?
Yeah.
Theon's dick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty traumatic for him. Reek. He was Reek at that time.
Yeah, that was traumatic for me, too.
Yeah. Why? Did you like it?
No,
Were
I'm
you
just
expecting to have,
No, it's just like, oh my God, they cut off his fucking dick.
Yeah. I mean, that was... at that point, it's like, what do you do after getting your dick cut off? And being Theon, being the character, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
I don't think I had anything that really
With all the shocking things that happened on Game of Thrones, you don't have anything? He never seen it, so he's like...
No, it's making me think of something I saw earlier.
The only thing that I and I don't think it was shocking, it was more of like an oh fuck moment, is when they threw the kid off the tower. Remember when he caught?
Yeah.
That was episode 1. That was Brandon Stark,
Brandon
right?
Stark, when he throws the what's his name?
Jamie Lannister.
Jamie.
Right.
He pushes him off the...
And what he
I was
says,
like, holy shit, yeah.
What he says basically was, that was which I rewatched
basically
today.
meant to kill him, but
Right.
it
Well,
was crazy. Yeah.
He basically said the things I do for love as he
Yeah.
looks at Cersei and just pushes him out the little tower window, right? And then he falls and obviously is in a coma for however many things. But there were quite a few shocking things for me, because I think it was such a riveting show that got, high emotions. A lot of people had a lot of, critiques about the way it ended, or, about how the show was developing, from the books versus the what we got to see on the HBO series. But the Red Wedding was one of those episodes that just shook me to the core, because it's like you wiped out nearly like an entire family, having them over for dinner with the pretext of having a wedding. It was pretty crazy.
You know which one was the other one, when the mountain crushes this dude's eyes?
Oh, Oberyn.
Oh,
yeah.
Oberyn. That was one of the look at Chris. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He just
and just explodes his, and then you see Ilaria Sand, which is his girlfriend, just scream, and Cersei, who's one of the evil characters, but one of the most riveting characters on that show, literally looks at her and says, watching you scream so loud when the mountain just crushed your love's brains out was one of the most like invigorating things of my life. And I was just like, this fucking bitch.
Yeah,
Like, you love to hate her as a character, but Lena Headey played that character so well. And it was amazing. But so the Red Wedding was one. One of the most shocking scenes for me was when Sansa gets raped by Ramsay Bolton on her wedding night. And he didn't even like rape her like vagina rape. Like, he butt fucked her. Yeah. Which was fucking crazy. And that was pretty tragic. And then the other one scene that really like led me to believe that things were going to go south quick in season 7 and 8 was when Daenerys is having an interaction with Jon Snow. And he says, she asks him, she goes like, you know, I'm foreign to the people of this land, even though I was born here. And I don't have love. All I have is fear. And she's trying to tell him, you know, be by my side, be me, love me. And he's not responding in the way that she wants. And she says, all right, then let it be fear. And all hell breaks loose after that. And it was just, to me, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, I think you should. The books are amazing. You can read the books. He hasn't finished them yet, which is why there's a lot of controversy behind the whole Game of Thrones thing, because at one point the show caught up to the books and everything else past that point was made up. But the reason why I bring up Game of Thrones is because on August 21st, HBO is going to release House of the Dragon. And it's a new prequel to the original Game of Thrones show. It's going to release on August 21st, and it's going to be covering a period in time which is one of the most fascinating periods in Game of Thrones history, or at least in the lore, which is the Dance of Dragons, which was referenced in the original show when little Shireen was talking to Sir Davos and teaching him how to read. The book he hands her is the Dance of Dragons. So I'm excited.
I mean, I'm more excited that August is my birthday month, but
yeah, well, we've had many birthdays, but you know, House of the Dragon is going to be hot. And you know, so one of the biggest things for the show was dragons, right? We had 3 dragons during the original Game of Thrones. There's 21 dragons in this series, House of the Dragon. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to see this story come to life and see what they do with it. And if you want to read up on it before the show starts, you can actually go get Fire and Blood, which I've read, and I'm gonna actually reread again before the series starts. In preparation for, yeah, I think it's gonna be wonderful. And Chris, you should totally watch Game of Thrones.
Super busy.
Yeah, start from season 1 and work your way up. You're big into politics. It's a political, like, fucking drama with a lot of death, a lot of gore, a lot of craziness.
I don't like gory things.
But you would appreciate the politics behind it and the smarts. Like characters like, for example, Tyrion Lannister. You would love him. I think you would. It's very political. I think you'd be like, oh, I see why you were doing that.
Maybe we can talk about this after next semester's over.
Okay.
When I have some
free time.
Some free time.
Some free time.
I
mean,
eventually go to work, go home.
It's a great show. It is a great show.
Right. The ending was controversial, but it is a great show.
But they killed off the one gay character, which is bullshit.
That usually happens.
That was Renly Baratheon's brother. No, it was Marjorie's brother, Soloris Tyrell. Yeah, he was fucking the king's brother.
Oh yeah.
Remember the gay redhead in Walking Dead? The character wasn't gay, but the actor was. Remember him? We tried to get him on the show. I can't remember his name. I can picture him right now. He's adorable.
I follow him.
I don't remember if he ended up getting killed in that. I'm assuming he did.
I stopped watching once.
Me too.
What's his name?
Once I got bored? No.
The Glenn thing?
No, that was so traumatic. I needed like a whole month
I kind of rewatched some seasons recently, and I had to skip. I skipped that episode because I'm like, I'm not watching that again.
So no, I needed a month to recover from that scene. That was barbaric, to say the least. But I stopped watching when Rick had an opportunity to kill
Negan,
and he didn't, and then he left the show, and I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I haven't gotten that far, so I don't know that part. But it just made me think about the gay character that was in it that we tried to get on the show. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's
I think
Daniel
Trish-
Newman.
Right. And
That's
I think
the actor's
Trish dropped the ball there.
Yeah.
So
Well, it happens.
We'll
it
keep
happens. But anyway, I hope that some of you are as excited as I am for House of the Dragon, and we encourage you to watch. All right, so a couple of news stories we want to talk about. I want to talk about Megan Rapinoe. She has received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Biden. Aside from being an amazing soccer player, she is also huge proponent for gay rights, being obviously a lesbian herself. She has championed for everyone to, essentially for the American truth that everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity and respect, which was part of what, Biden was citing when he honored her with such the prestigious honor of receiving. And furthermore, she also dedicated that award or that presentation to her for Brittney Griner, which is the basketball player that's currently, being held captive in Russia for all intents and purposes. She was trying to leave the country when the whole conflict with Ukraine started, and she was arrested at the airport and has been in custody for the better part of 3 months.
Leaving, or was she returning
She
to
was
Russia?
leaving Russia.
she was charged with, I thought, bringing drugs into Russia.
Yeah.
She was
stopped on her. This was I remember reading the story, if I'm not mistaken. She was she's a professional ball player in Russia.
Right.
And she was returning to Russia. It was prior to the whole war starting.
No. It was right around the time it started.
Yeah, but it was.
And she ended up getting arrested for it.
Yeah, when she came in, she had a vape pen.
Right.
So they arrested. They arrested her for.
Said she had pleaded guilty. This was last week, I believe, when she pleaded guilty to smuggling drugs into Russia.
Yeah,
but claims that she did so inadvertently.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she is obviously showing her support for a fellow colleague and an athlete. And it's kind of crazy that they're holding this woman in Russia for a vape pen. Pretty much.
They're trying. Basically, that's what it is. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the U.S. to release,
like a prisoner exchange.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy that they're trying to get released, he's like a major terrorist. Like this guy is like known for like.
Well, not only that,
killing
they're also seeking that the Biden administration cease and desist from supporting Ukraine.
Of course, that's why it's going to be so.
They're using her as a pawn. Yeah.
Right. And she's a political prisoner.
And when you add to it that she's a member of the LGBTQ plus community, who Russia will gladly let die.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the war that Putin has started in Ukraine, it's a very dire situation for her.
It is. And I worry because obviously she's a member of our community. She's an American citizen. And it's pretty scary to think that, as part of what you do for a living, that you could end up in this situation, right? And now you're caught in a conflict between two major powers trying to outdo one another in regards to, saying, I don't want you to support this war because by you supporting this war, you're making us look stupid. This little, 5'7" individual, Volodymyr Zelensky, is out. He's literally outshowing Putin in a way that no other person has ever been able to do so. Right. And it's pretty intense right now. And she's just basically suffering the consequences of those actions.
She can get sentenced to, I believe, over 10 years.
Yeah, so they're trying
of hard labor.
Yeah, they're trying to swap prisoners, and they're trying to get a notorious convicted arms trafficker, Victor Bout, Bout. That's who they're trying to get
the prisoner exchange with.
Yeah, the prisoner, and people are saying it's understandable that you want her back in the U.S. safe and sound,
right?
But
can't release this guy.
The stakes are much higher releasing this guy compared to getting her back home safely. That's what some people are viewing.
Right. Mm-hmm. But who's to say that after she does her sentence, let's say we can't get her out, and she does her 10 years, that they won't come up with some additional charges related to her being
she
a
may
lesbian
never be released. Or we'll look at. I'm very sorry that I'm blanking on this young man's name. That 17-year-old who was jailed. Otto.
Oh, the guy that came back.
comatose and
Yeah.
died the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
day.
Oh yeah.
She's not going to be in good hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's scary. It's a very
pretty
scary
much
situation.
no matter what number they put on it, it's pretty much a death sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sad. That's the sad part that, in the end, we're probably not going to see the outcome that we would like as a nation to have one of our American citizens come back home safe and sound. So pretty scary. In other news, are you a fan of the Golden Girls?
Otto Warmbier. Sorry, I just wanted to say his name. Otto Warmbier.
Yep.
Right,
Thank you,
continue.
sir.
Yes.
Are you? Are you a fan of the Golden Girls?
I've watched.
What about you?
I don't think I've seen a single full episode. Actually,
Bad guy.
I know.
We need to take his gay card away.
But
Thank you for being a friend.
I know it's good.
Except for
I just
Chris.
haven't seen.
Back again.
Our heart is true.
You're a pal
And a confidant. Thank you for being a friend.
Anyway,
You're
so,
welcome.
the amazing part is that while all of the Golden Girls, after the death of our beloved Betty White,
Still can't believe it.
are gone, I thought it was a prank. Literally like days before her 100th birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, so tragic. I still feel it because I always thought Betty White was amazing. The Golden Girls may actually return in an animated form. So we might get a cartoon.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they launched a pilot and they're thinking, if it gets traction, there's a possibility that this can turn into a thing. And while you can sit there and watch reruns of the Golden Girls in syndication, this might be a cartoon that I would watch.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because to see an animated version of Sophia would be amazing.
I wonder who's gonna voice them.
It says here a new animated spin-off featuring the Golden Girls could be coming to our screens. The Golden Girls 3033 gives our 4 favorite Miami-based seniors a sci-fi twist. The 5-minute pilot, so they're not very long, evidently. The 5-minute pilot has been made by Mike Hollingsworth, who has previously worked on as a supervising director for BoJack Horseman, as well as Tuca and Birdie.
Tuca and Birdie.
And The Inside Job, among others. Hollingsworth shared the pilot with IndieWire and explained the concept. He uses the original scripts and audio as a starting point to add plenty of visual gags and humor. Blanche, who, as we know, was Rue McCallaghan, Dorothy B. Arthur, Rose, which the amazing Betty White, and Sophia Estelle Getty are still all still live in Miami, but having discovered the fountain of youth, it's now the year 3033. So, shit, get us the fucking fountain of youth. So I'm excited.
Well, speaking of animated cartoons, there's another one that has been released. I think this is the 2nd season. It's called Q-Force. I think we've talked about this before.
I sent you the messages on it. Yes.
Yeah. So I started watching it. So
Of course you did.
Yeah.
it's great.
Didn't I tell you it was good?
Yeah, I mean, Sean Hayes is the lead
Yes.
character. Then you have Wanda Sykes.
Yes.
Everybody is on the queer spectrum.
Yes.
And they are all, these intelligence agents, and they're like trying to solve crimes. It's fun. It's cool.
It's
But
funny.
But it feels
It's
so
fun-
weird.
yeah.
I was so excited about watching
Yeah.
a fucking cartoon.
So what is it called again?
Q-Force.
Q-Force. What is it? Is the stand for like queer force or
Yeah,
something like
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, his last name is Merriweather, so everybody calls him Mary. Agent Mary.
that? Well,
It's-
wait a minute.
it's love. I love it. I love it.
So how long have you known about this?
Girl, I texted you guys like a week ago or so about
Sometimes
it.
And that's
I
when
don't
I started watching
Yeah, I
it.
told you. You were like, of course, the lead character's name is Steven.
What the fuck? No, but it's real.
Yeah.
And this one over here is like, if it's not Family Guy,
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
I was listening to American Dad on the way.
You actually might like this show.
You would like that. I think you would like queer. It's funny. It's funny. It's good.
Q-Force.
Q
I'll look
Force
into
is
it.
good.
I've seen like clips of it before. I've never watched it though.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
I
but you-
just happened to be wandering through shows and I just said, let me check it out. One episode. I always give it that first episode a chance.
You have to give it more than just a pilot, though. A lot of the pilots really like
Set
opening,
everything up.
setting everything
Yeah.
up. So the pilots are usually
good.
the worst
Yeah.
episode.
It's pretty good. So it turns out
Unless you're watching American Dad, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter whether you're watching the pilot or
Yeah.
whatever else it is. It's to me, I just can't get into it.
Tom, except for that part, I was going to say I've never agreed with you more. And then she continued to
and then
speak.
she continued.
I can't get into it.
It's
But
hilarious.
I would have to check it out. Yeah, I mean your thoughts, your idea of humor, which I'm sure the show is funny for millions, and there's millions of people that feel the way you do. It's just not mine. I'm sorry.
Millions?
There's
Yeah.
millions of people that love American Dad and
I watch
American
them.
Dad. We're back to that one.
Family Guy.
and Family Guy.
No.
They're like
I like Stewie.
BoJack Horseman is it's not a.
I never
It's
got
not a
into
shock
BoJack
crazy.
Horseman.
I've watched all of them
even-
Well,
actually.
Stewie's also on the
Yeah,
queer spectrum.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
100%.
And then you have Roger.
Stewie's on
Rogers,
the
like,
everything spectrum.
absolutely.
Every
All right, we can't
sexual
walk down this
gender and
road with him.
orientation you can imagine.
So, but anyway,
Anyway, Q-Force. Great.
Q-Force,
Check it out.
and watch the pilot of the Golden Girls
Yes.
cartoon version, 3033. All right, last story for today. I want to talk a little bit about the possibility of us being prepared as queer folks to address the GOP's insistence that monkeypox, it's a gay thing, right? We've been down this road before. They did it with AIDS when they started calling it GRID before it was anything else. And more and more, you're starting to see the conversation around monkeypox turn to blaming the gay community for the spread of such things. There's a lot of hyperbole and a lot of talk that this originated in a bathhouse in Spain somewhere. I don't know how true that is, but I just think that, are we prepared to start fighting back and saying we're not going to go through this again? We've already done this over 35 plus years ago. Like, how do we as a community come together and not allow society to ping yet another deadly, that could be deadly or very
It's
infectious
not deadly.
disease on us again? That this is our fault.
Yeah.
Well, when they have nothing to run on, we're one of the first scapegoats they go to, whether it be AIDS, whether it be a disease, whether it be Hurricane Harvey.
Right.
We're always a scapegoat for that. When they have
Hurricane
No, it
Harvey.
was Ann
No, I
Coulter.
know,
Yeah,
I
Ann
know, I
Coulter
know.
blamed it on the lesbian mayor of was
Yes.
it Houston
Yes.
or
But the reality is there are many layers here, right?
Right.
So we're not just talking about the fact that there is monkeypox and that's happening. We're talking about the fact that our community as a whole is very more sexually open,
Right.
and in a lot of cases, even if you're in a relationship, you may have an open relationship. We do go to Provincetown. We do go to New York. We are very much all about engaging sexually and intimately in public spaces, right? And that doesn't necessarily happen.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily happen in a lot of hetero spaces.
Right.
And I think that that's a whole different conversation to begin with. But the reality is we are touching each other, and we're that's why we see such a high rate within the gay community.
Yes.
In New York, in Provincetown, in Fire Island, we're seeing all these spikes because we're not afraid to express ourselves
Right.
and be with one another. But that said, it's not a gay disease. Anybody can get it.
But that's what the GOP is aiming at. They're basically blaming and saying that
We're the spreaders of it.
right, and
Yes.
that we're the reason why monkeypox is spreading in the U.S. And I call bullshit. I mean, we already went through this.
Half the GOP is at Fire Island.
You're not wrong. Like, seriously, you're not wrong. But I just wanted to throw that out on the
Under
table and
surnames
say,
and parents' maiden names, because that's how they do it. They're insane.
to me, it's just that.
I think we need to stop talking about blaming and start talking about how to be safe and prevent,
Right.
and or what are the next steps if
right.
you
Focus on
Yeah, but
mitigation.
have you
Right.
noticed? Have you noticed that even after the initial reports, which kind of came in as because again, when they first initially started reporting it, it was like, oh my god, monkeypox, watch out. and then it just died out.
Right.
There's been no education. There's been no information that's been widespread, or all they kept saying is, watch out, you have Pride Month coming up,
Right.
and it's going to be a super spreader. That's, they call everything a fucking super spreader now.
Right.
But there's been like virtually none. Usually when there's an issue with a health crisis like this, there's a lot more information that goes out. Now they're looking to blame the LGBTQ community.
You know why they're doing that, though?
Yeah, because they're looking for the spread so they can point the fucking finger.
Right.
And say we were right all along.
But the thing is that this type of dialogue and this type of conversation is being initiated on the GOP side, right? Like they're strictly going after our community.
Of course, that's why they're not providing us the education we need.
But they're not in power. So I mean, really think about it. House, Senate, President.
Yeah, but don't take that with a grain of salt, because Roe v. Wade was just overturned.
But that was from the court,
Absolutely,
right?
Of course, yeah.
But we have all three major, legislative and executive branches of government are all Democratic. So if we're not getting the education, where does that fall on? It doesn't fall on the GOP. It falls on the people that, hey, we have something that could potentially turn into another pandemic. How do we mitigate this, and what education can we throw out there?
What have we learned?
You have the power.
2020.
Seriously. Like, what do we... and I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to sit here and be blind about the fact that I'm a Democrat and they don't have blame. But if this is something that's seriously turning into a scare or a health concern for the majority of the population in the U.S., let's go at it the way we did with COVID, with information, with research, and figure out how we can mitigate this and not allow the GOP to come around and scapegoat the gay community again for a disease that we may not have, we don't own.
But I also
it's a human thing.
I also think it's important to note that, like, when AIDS was a thing, and it still is a thing, but a treatable thing, right? You got it, and it was a death sentence. Like, you
Right.
were going to die. And so if people continue to pin stuff like this on the gay community, that is the rhetoric we're going to hear.
Right.
Right.
Monkeypox, death sentence, you're not going to get away from it. You know what I mean? But the reality is, it is treatable.
Right. Well, it is treatable, but if you have underlying conditions, that infection in itself could, lead to
severe ailment or even death.
or even death.
Right.
And so, as with anything, COVID, we now know that is treatable, still led to millions of people dying globally.
Right.
So it's
something that's different with this. I mean, if you read further in the article, Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis of the Center of Disease Control. It was really hard for me to get it the first time. All right, I said it. We have it recorded. I think I got it on from the CDC. Director of the Division of HIV and AIDS said that unfortunately the virus hit the social network of gay men first, but it will not stay confined to gay men if it spreads. So these are probably men who are living a healthy lifestyle by making sure they're getting themselves tested, and got tested and found out that this is what they carried. But he goes on to say that, quote, anyone can get it, and anyone can get monkeypox through skin contact with sores, touching objects, and by respiratory. This virus does not discriminate and does not care how or whose body it enters. So they're going to use it because that's unfortunately how it was first shown across at least the United States. But it's simply another virus, and it's not going to discriminate. Black, white, male, female, or however you identify, gay, straight. It's not going to decide who it goes after.
Right, and it won't stop the Republican Party from weaponizing it.
And they're going to get it too.
So
they're going to get it too.
Oh, I can, like you said, half of the Republican Party
Exactly.
is in Fire Island, you said?
Yeah.
I mean, we were joking, but
They're on
we really?
Grindr.
Of course. I mean, you look at the Republican
National Convention.
Shut down Grindr real quick.
Yeah.
Overloaded.
I think the only other time it happened was in Rio.
The Olympics, yeah.
The
the
Olympics,
Olympics.
remember?
Yep. And then
It's like-
the
Couldn't get Grindr
RNC.
anywhere. Right.
yeah, the RNC.
So it's pretty interesting. But those are the stories we have for you today, of course. So Yeah, be on the lookout, stay vigilant, know the facts, and educate yourself. The CDC has a lot of information on their site in regards to monkeypox and COVID and anything else that could be, potentially a public risk. So go to reputable sources, don't listen to Republicans, and learn about the things that are going on in the world. So I'm going to start wrapping it up with my boys in studio, and I'm going to toss it over to Trish for today's Mama Kim's Minute. Do you want your love? Mm-hmm. She wants her love.
All right, everybody, here's Mama Kim's Minute. Number 1, Bette Midler says she has no intention of being transphobic in attack on inclusive language. Number 2, true story of Princess Diana's groundbreaking AIDS visit. People were scared they'd be exposed. Number 3, 13-year-old wearing bisexual pride flag arrested at Florida pro-choice protest.
Right. And just to mention that the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida went into effect, I believe, in the last few days.
Mm-hmm. Is that when it actually went into effect?
Yeah.
Because I knew it was passed a little bit back. But
yeah, but it's going into effect, and we'll see how. Yeah, I'm telling you, and they're not the only state.
No, I know. It's only the beginning.
So, all right, who would like to take on this day in gay history? I'll toss it over to Chris.
Okay. Do I get love?
No.
Thank you for showing up. No.
I love it. So on this day in gay history, when July 11th, 1986 in New Zealand, the New Zealand Homosexual Law Reform Act of 1986 is legislation that repeals the Crimes Act of 1961, thereby decriminalizing consensual sex between men aged 16 and above. Homosexual male sex had been illegal in New Zealand since 1840.
Wow.
Damn, who pissed in their cereal?
Seriously. All right.
But at least they got there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. I love talking history, and I love talking LGBTQ plus history.
Oh, she's such a... I love her. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us on today's show. If you love the show, make sure that you go subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting service. By doing so, you get the latest and greatest of our show delivered right to your web browser or your device as soon as our episodes are published. You can also support us on Patreon, which allows you, our listeners, to support the show with a monetary donation, which we collect monthly and can be in any denomination of $1 or more. Chris or Jay?
Next week.
All right.
We welcome.
We welcome. We welcome.
Next week we welcome. Yeah. Next week we welcome Dr. G. Evan Goldstein. He will join us to talk about his latest products release for Future Method.
It sounded like you said Effin Goldstein. We welcome back Effin Goldstein.
Yeah, it's Dr. G.
Dr. G.
So they've got some exciting things coming, and we're excited to talk about their new product. We've already talked about a lot of the things that they've released: the smoothing cream, the butt cleanser, the probiotics,
Dr. G spot.
Yeah. The Dr. G spot.
Has no one ever said that one? Is that the first time that's been said?
Yeah, I think so. Dr. G spot.
The Dr. G spot. We're going to rename
TM that shit. Gay Talk said it first. Hello.
Brilliant.
Really?
See?
That was free of charge. No.
Okay. The Dr. G spot. Okay. All right. Well, now, here's Nick with a weekly reminder for all you bottoms out there who want to keep their buttholes on point. Yes, we were just talking about the Future Method, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Let me give this bitch some love.
All right, everybody, get the Future Method today. Each time you clean out with water or enemas, delicate tissues are harmed and cells are damaged, increasing chances of injury and or STDs. This first of its kind doctor-developed formula gently cleanses before you play without hurting your bum. Visit futuremethod.com to purchase your life-changing bum cleanser today.
All right. And which one of you queens is going to close us out?
I think I'll take this one because, Jay, I know you don't fuck with these, but let's put a rubber on it. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, and Charles and in-betweens, our show is available on our website, GayTalk2.0 under audio podcast. It is also available as a free download on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Stitcher Radio.
You can find us on social media, Facebook at GayTalk 2.0,
This faculty.
Instagram at GayTalk 2.0, Twitter at GayTalk20, and you can email us at GayTalk2.0 at GayTalk20.com.
It's a lot of gay talk.
Yeah, a lot of gay talk.
All right. And if you need to reach out to us, just head on over to our website. Click on the Contact Us tab located at the top of your web browser. There you can leave comments. You can leave suggestions.
Proud of you.
You can submit a question for the cast or an individual host. And you can also call us. Our phone number is 334-GAY-TALK. And if you need all those digits, it is 334-429-8255. Don't forget that we do stream live every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can access that live stream by visiting digitalstreamradio.com. With that, ladies and gents, that is our show. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye!
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gay Talk 2.0. Tune in next time for more dish.